I feel like I haven't seen anyone on this app talk about how hard it is to be unattractive. Like, being unattractive is so depressing. Like, that's the only way I can describe it. It's just really depressing. Like, for me, I feel like being unattractive has made my self-esteem, like, really low. It's made my self-worth really low. I don't get as many opportunities as other people get. And then just, like, the whole relationship factor piece to it. Like, I really, really want to be in a relationship. Like, more than anything in the world. That's the one thing that's been missing from my life for a really long time. And I just feel like it's never going to happen for me. One, because of where I live. But two, because I'm not, like, conventionally pretty. My body is not tea. Like, I just feel like I don't look good. And to just, like, carry that with you every single day is really hard.
See, ladies, you got to understand this. When you allow yourself to become this desperate, when you allow yourself to get to an all-time low of brokenness, that is a setup that Satan wants you to be in, where you will allow yourself to get finessed. You will allow yourself to get finessed because your standards will drop so low that you will put up with any type of man. And one of the major things is, I really want to start this off by saying, when you are this broken, you got to get renewed in the spirit of Christ. You got to be renewed in the spirit of Christ. And that's the most important thing, first and foremost. And I'm going to tell y'all something, ladies, that you may not want to hear. There are men out here. There are eligible men out here. But we have a lot of women out here just like this, broken, unfulfilled, but they may not be just as bold enough to post a video like this online that overlook men. One of the major problems is you're overlooking men that's not looking for you. You're a work in progress as a woman, but you want a man that's up here that completed the progress. You can't be a work in progress, but you want a man that's a complete progress. There are eligible men out there that's at your level, that's at her level, but she's overlooking quality men that she may not deem as quality for her. Men that she that she fantasizes about, not fantasizing or checking for her. We got to start being honest. We got to start being realistic. And men as well have that issue. We have this pop the balloon mentality that social media has ruined and warped the minds of millions of men and women. And it has ruined the unrealistic expectations where you're overlooking your husband right there in front of you. You're overlooking your wife right there in front of you. And you have a healing journey that you are in denial about. Or you have a journey that, kind of like this woman, ladies, if you're this broken, if you are at a level of unfulfillment or insecure state of mind like this, you don't need to be dating. You have to master the art of being single first. Once you master the art of being single, then you're ready to be in a relationship with a man. Then you're ready to get married. Then you're ready to follow the steps after marriage to procreate. And I'm just being honest with you. But a lot of times, so many of us skip those steps. So many women skip those steps and they become lost. And when you become a woman that's broken like this, and I'm saying this from the aspect of being a father of daughters and having a wife, when you become this broken, you allow yourself to become finessed. You allow yourself to easily become prey. Because one or two things will happen. When a man see you like this, he'll either be turned off because he don't want to date a woman or have to deal with the project of a woman being so broken. Now he has to build her up. I have to, do all this stuff to make up for your brokenness. It don't matter what I do. It don't matter how much I tell you how beautiful you are. You're worth this. You're worth that. You're not going to believe it. You're not going to buy into it because of your self-worth. Your self-worth has got you at a point where you're just broken. You're no good for yourself. You're no good for me as a man. You're no good for even being a mother, because when you're this broken, ladies, how can you mother? How can you tell your daughter you got to love yourself? You got to appreciate yourself. God blessed you. You got to value yourself. You got to don't put up with this. Don't put up with that. How can you tell your daughter this when you can't be the mirror reflection of what she needs to be or what you desire your daughter to surpass? And we got to start having these conversations, because the other thing, I had said this, I don't want to skip out on this point. Like I say, you will either attract a man that will not be attracted. Well, no, you will either get two things: a man that won't be attracted to that brokenness, or a man that will see you and will say, aha, I got a weak one. I got something that I can prey on. Now you're so desperate for a man, you'll put up with the abuse. You'll put up with the manipulation. You'll put up with the lying. You'll put up with the cheating. You'll put up with the all types of things under the sun, because now you got Stockholm syndrome in your relationship. And now you're sympathizing with your abuser. You're sympathizing with the man that's putting you through hell and back. And we have so many women out here that don't understand this, that don't understand you have to master the art of being single. And as men, also got to understand, we have to master the art of fatherhood. Of course, you're not going to be a perfect father. Of course, you're going to miss some things along the way. But it's important as men to be active in our daughters' lives, so they're not out here on social media crying like this young lady. They're not out here looking for love in the wrong places and will just accept anything, more than likely. You have to be an active father in your daughter's life, giving her words of encouragement, giving her words of affirmation, letting her know that she's enough, being that man in her life. That's the example of what a man needs to be when he finds me. Okay, so that's what a good man looks like. That's what a God-fearing man looks like. You have to be that example for your daughter. If you're not that example for your daughter is behind the 8 ball. She's behind the 8 ball. And if you and your child's mother not together, you still got to make sure you are there. Child support is not enough. Just because you're paying child support is not enough. You got to be in the present. You got to be there in front of your daughter so she can reach out and touch. So she can reach out and touch. You got to be active. Child support is not active. And when you are a man and you just paying child support and you think that's enough and you have a daughter, your daughter can end up becoming just like this. Broken. And this young woman, she said something to me that stood out. She said, I'm in an area where I don't see people that resemble me or look like me or whatever. Ladies, understand this. Sometimes you need to relocate. You need to relocate. If you are in an area, I've seen women where they'll take a job assignment and they'll work overseas for 2 or 3 years, or they'll be in no man's land, like a place like Iowa, Arkansas, Maine, Connecticut, those type of places, Oregon, where it's not many of us out there. If you are, especially if you're a black woman, if you desire to be with a black man, you desire a black man to find you, you have to get out of no man's land and understand and accept that they're not going to drive to Iowa. They're not going to drive to the corner of the U.S. to come see about you. You have to put yourself in a position for a man to find you, for a brother to find you, ladies. Just being honest with you. Just being honest with you. And she also said something that her body is not the typical sexy shape or whatever, get in the gym. Get in the gym. You got 24-hour fitness. You got LA Fitness. You got Fitness Connection. You got Anytime Fitness. Get you a trainer. Get on that treadmill. Start shedding them pounds. And then start toning up. Start hitting them squats. You'll be surprised what will happen to your backside when you start focusing on the correct regimen, eating right, and it going to the right places, and you doing right, the amounts of working out that you need to do. You will be surprised what that do. Stop eating 10, 11, 12 at night, all this other stuff, eating all this junk food that your body shouldn't be having. If you desire your figure to look a certain way, it takes sacrifice. It takes sacrifice. And we have so many women that don't understand this. All of that intertwines with mastering the art of being single. And even if you don't end up being a slim woman and you're 130 pounds and all this other stuff, you have to get to a point where you are comfortable with you, though. You got to get comfortable with who you are, though. Even if you don't end up being down to 120, 130, 140, that weight that may be something that you may not think is attainable. You got to be honest and realistic with yourself. And when you get to that point of being honest and realistic with yourself, then you'll be able to create that domino effect of positivity, of building yourself back up brick by brick, layer by layer of confidence. And just like this young woman, if I had her right in front of me, I would tell her, get you a life coach. You need a spiritual. Hold on, let me start this over. If I had this young woman in front of me right now, I would tell her, you need 3 makeovers. You need a spiritual makeover, renewing your body. You got to renew your spirit with the body of Christ. You need a mental makeover. Get you a coach, life coach. Get you a therapist, a mentor that you can shadow or talk to every day, and get you a physical makeover. That intertwines with working out and stuff like that. But that takes sacrifice. Spiritual makeover, mental makeover, physical makeover. But it all starts with the mental and the spiritual first. Wherever your mind goes, the body follows. So ladies, you have to tackle your mental first, your spiritual first, before it gets to the physical. Because if your mind is all jacked up, everything else ain't gonna work. You gotta understand this. And that's where Satan starts at. Satan wants you to be isolated. Satan wants you, ladies, to not master the art of singleness. So now, when you're single and you're sad and you're depressed and you long for a relationship, long for marriage, that's where he throw those nuggets in the pot. He stir those ingredients in the pot. Let me throw in some depression in there. Oh, let me throw in a little bit of sorrow in there. Oh, that don't taste right. Let me throw in a little bit of grief in there in her spirit. Okay, let me stir that up. Let me see what that does. Nah, that's not enough. Okay, let me throw some negative thoughts in there. And before you know it, now you're depressed. Now you're sad. You're isolated. And now you start having thoughts like, I wonder how my mom or dad would feel if I was no longer here. I wonder how my sister would feel if I was no longer here. Somewhere right now, there's a woman getting ready to do something that won't be able to be reversed. Somewhere right now, a woman is tying something around her and getting ready to jump off a table. I know it may sound crazy, but unfortunately, that's happening. And I want to make sure I use the right wording because I know this is YouTube sensitive. But ladies, you got to master the art of being single. You got to master the art of loving you first. If you don't love you, you can't love a man. If you don't love you, you can't love a man, and it's going to be hard to be a mother. It's going to be hard. That's a domino effect. So I just want to leave those words of encouragement with you. And yeah, man, you gotta get to that place of healing so you don't set yourself up to get finessed. All right, ladies. See you at the next one. Peace.